Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator. I'm Martin Wenzel. Hope you're having a good morning. Here it's pretty cold this morning here in Milwaukee. 17 degrees Fahrenheit.
Are on their way.
And as you can see, back doing a live stream in the morning because my shifts have flipped back over, working the day shift, so the streams are going to be here in the morning. We're here at doing our world tour, flight 225. We're flying from Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport in Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas. And we're going to be flying up to Denver International Airport in Denver, Colorado, both in the United States. So domestic flight here on the world tour. We're in the FlyByWire A320NX, mod for the Airbus A320 Neo. And we're flying Frontier Flight 505 in the Bronco livery here. Does exactly. Yep, Champ the Bronco. We should have, the fuel truck should be on its way, along with catering. And let's get inside the plane and get things rolling. Battery's low. I always love this when it does that. Okay. Your battery switches on. Let's call over the GPU unit. If we can get GSX menu to open up. And of course, streaming here in the morning, we're going to have dropped frames and stuff because the network gets, for some reason, overloaded. I guess there's a lot of people using the internet at 6:30 in the morning. Well, that's frustrating to see. Yeah, there it goes. So I'm guessing it would be really awesome if I could just stream at night, right? Because more people can watch and we don't have all the frame drops. Alright, well, we got the food coming on board. Let's see if we did get the GPU, and the GPU is now connected and also on. Oh. That's on. We're going to go through here. Ground control on. Nav. Fire tests. I'm not getting the alarm for some reason. Always interesting how sometimes you don't get the alarm, actually. There it is. Oh, maybe I hadn't gotten the everything loaded up yet in the plane. We got the fuel pumps turned on right now. We got the faults on the generators because the engines aren't on yet. Packs aren't on as well. Get that master switch for the APU going. Wing light on. Strobe auto. Seatbelts will wait until we are fueled. Turn on or arm the emergency lights. Nothing we got to do over here. Go into the
position. Please don't load aircraft until the fuel truck arrives and ask to do it.
Okay, animation's a little screwed up there. You know what it might be, unfortunately. I moved my plane over to be properly in the gate, but it's actually all the GSX stuff is off. So that's going to screw everything up. Oops. How about we reset that? Let's just do a quick reset before we get too far along. Make us all that. I'm gonna screw some things up, but we'll get right back in this gate. Because all the animations are gonna be off because GSX thinks the gate's slightly off the yellow line, which is a little bit annoying, but come on. Now, of course, I probably broke GSX, which is always fun. Yep. I shouldn't have tinkered around. Oh, come on. There we go. Next page goes nowhere. Cool. Third-party integrations still leaves a lot to be desired. Oh, I think
The requested position is already assigned to another aircraft.
see, now it's got us on the... Probably when I started it before. Because for some reason, GSX will cause, like when you're in the menu, will cause two different, yeah, there we go. See, now you can see the fuel thing is in the right place. Alright, so let's request fueling.
Refueling truck is on its way.
Please don't load aircraft until the fuel truck arrives and ask to do it.
Catering service. Really frustrating GSX doesn't open. Well. Jetway out. Hey, Creepy Kirk. Oh, sorry, I didn't have my chat up again. I always do that. And hey, Mika, welcome.
Catering vehicles are on their way.
You don't have to work today, Creepy? Or Tyler? Of course, I'm streaming in the morning now because I'm back on day shift, and with that comes the bad internet connection where the internet's overloaded or something. I don't know. On. There you go, making a breakfast sandwich. Well, it's going all right. Getting a little frustrated that we keep having dropped sections where the stream starts getting broken up, like right now. Very frustrating because didn't have that issue when I streamed at night. Zero issues, and then it's just this time of day, I guess. Not enough bandwidth on the system, I guess. Started here. Hey, Tyler Galpin, welcome in. Good morning. Battery low. Payload. At the fuel. Bump that up to 6,500. Let's round it off. Lining up there. Your safety check, parking brake set, flaps and speed brake retracted, ignition normal, master switches off, thrust and idle. Landing gear is down and the anti-skid nose wheel steering there. Flight directors both on. I saw you're using FS Hub. I think I used that way back like 3 years ago. I used that, and I see there's an integration for Discord. I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't know how to get that to actually work. I'm trying to set it up. But we'll see if it works or not. Now, pretty cool, this weather report thing. That's kind of cool. See, we have UNH of 3025. Still waiting on that fuel truck. There it is. Warped into view. Jump down here. Let's go to ATSU, AOC, hit press, that data request. Yeah, I don't remember there being integration, all that stuff, and it is kind of a little light thing, and I wish I'd been using all those years. Again, it kind of sucks where you can't have all. I wish there was. I wonder if there's a way to import my stats from, Volanta and stuff, because I always want to have all my flights, because that'd be really cool. But I like it. It's kind of clean, and having that integration on Discord is pretty cool to kind of just have some flight stats there. Yeah, I just literally saw that you had that, and I was like, oh, I'm going to check that out. I don't remember, and then I actually had an account. I'm like, oh, okay, I guess I've used this before. But yeah, I don't remember. I don't think I was using Discord, at least to my own keep track or post stuff, I suppose. All right, let's get our information in here. We got Dallas Fort Worth to Denver. Got the sim brief panel, fetch on, and I think this is Colorado Springs. This is going to be alternate. Flight level 380, cost index 31, and flight number 505. Go 0 fuel weight. We get that E. Let's go here, payload, and fuel, we're going to go 6.5. Over to the flight book. Payload 34.86. 60.5. 34.86. The aren't they already there?
Please use your airplane fuel system to set the desired fuel quantity.
Get it backwards. 60.5/34.9. Oh. And the wind. And brief panel. Oh, cool. Yeah, I got all the. Well, I'll have to do it again for Volanta because I've done a few more flights since the last time I did an export. Wind minus 48, so we got a headwind. 48. Here, our fuel coming on. Now you can see that he's actually got the fuel pump in there. I'm just not sure if it's actually tracking my flight or not. I don't know how to tell if it's tracking or not. This FS hub. There we go. Okay, it is. I guess it is. I'll still use Volanta probably. Yep, I downloaded the LRM client, but I'll probably still use Volanta for now until I get this figured out. If it's, yeah, I got them both running. I'm interested in the kind of the integration there with Twitch and how that's going to work, and I don't know if I think I set it up, or with Discord, I set it up properly. I feel like but maybe I didn't. I'll look. Let's go.
KDFW clearance, Frontier Flight 505,
clearance.
Gate Echo 6, request clearance to Denver with information, Sierra. Frontier Flight 505, cleared to Denver, 502, departure, runway 17 right, initial climb, 3000, then is filed, squawk, 6553. Cleared to Denver, via Hotas, departure, runway 17 right, initial climb, 3000, then is filed, squawk, 6553, Frontier Flight 505. Frontier Flight 505, readback correct. When ready, contact DFW ground 121.65. When ready, contact KDFW ground 121.65. Frontier Flight 505. DFW clearance, JetBlue 610, gate Echo 38. Request clearance to Kennedy with information. Sierra.
All right, so our initial climb 3,000 feet.
Cleared to Kennedy. 5 Zulu Alpha Charlie Hotel.
There.
Hotel 4.
And here we're going to be taking off runway 17 right.
Runway 35 center. Initial climb 3000. Then is filed. Squawk 6564.
We're looking at who to add to. Third. And we're pretty far along here where we can start getting the passengers on board. So that. Passengers actually get on pretty quick. It's the cargo. Yeah, I've been to Denver. Band trip back in college.
Boarding requested.
Oh, I want that. Back here. Yeah, everywhere over there is pretty. That part of just the Southwest, and then yeah, the Rockies. Very different. I mean, I suppose it all depends on where you're from. If you live there, you probably are really interested in seeing someplace different. Like my wife loves like going through Iowa because it's just like kind of the rolling hill farms versus mountains and stuff. Make sure audio is on here. Oh, I'm not gonna be able to see the passengers, at least from outside. There I'll go. They got on the plane really quick. Wow. And why not all of them? What did I do? Crap. There's something. Did I not update the... No, because I have a new sim brief. Usually this will happen if you are using an old sim brief. But this is an old one, so why did it break and not work properly? So now all my weights and stuff look like they're wrong on the plane. Nice. Why did it do that? Yeah, it's not loading all my passengers on. It broke. And I've had this issue if I'm using an old sim brief where it's like out of date. I haven't, and I'm not at the right airport or something. It'd be fine. That's very disappointing that it did that. Oh, killing me. Streaming in the morning. This is how it works in the morning. When I stream in the middle of the night, no problems like this. In the morning, every little issue. Internet, plane, all breaks on me. Alright, so let's get into the performance calculator. I want to bring calculator I got here. Now it's very tiny. Plane. Craft, look. Cars. Take off. And 17 right. Take off weight. Supposedly, I have no idea if this is actually what it is. Now, how it's going to work in the sim. All of our numbers might be screwed up. Actually, what we got for weather. Yep, 6. Cold down in Dallas. Not as cold as here, but cool at least. And we'll calculate. Performance page. Go. Just see it. Performance page will do flaps 1. We're doing a toga takeoff. 148 for our decision speed, 148 for our rotate, so decision and rotate same time, and 154 B2, 1700 for out. Right, anything else we gotta do? Double check this again. We're gonna have a discontinuity right there before Papa November Hotel, Ziggy, then discontinuity into Dallas or into Denver. Once we're up in the air, we'll throw this in. Actually, we can do it right now because we're still waiting for the cargo. Let's look. We got where's the flight plan? Right here. Brief. Doing. We nix 3 for the arrival for the star. Right. I don't remember which. I think we got an RNAV, but I'm not sure which one we got. What we're gonna get cleared for. So right now we'll put in the ILS, and then we might switch to RNAV. 16 right. Our star. I just really want to get the star in at least. Nix. Get though. There it is. Nix 3. The okay, we're actually gonna get RNAV Zulu. That's main transit cliff. I don't have a cliff. A race. Try that again. Denver arrival. RNAV Zulu. Right, Zulu. Nix. Cliff, there it is. And transition to the star, I'm guessing, is going to be Ziggy. Yep. Insert. Now we should have the whole flight plan. Possible continuity right there. 2 cliffs, so let's get rid of discontinuity. Get rid of the manual. And make sure we get rid of the other cliff. So we don't, weird stuff doesn't happen. Alright. Waiting on that cargo. Flight is going to be taking off. Scheduled to take off is about 5 in the evening. Let's see what we got. We're not doing real time for this flight. You can see we got 10 minutes. We're looking good. APU, didn't actually ever turn that on. Lead. Seatbelts on.
Flight attendants, arm doors, and cross-check.
Loud. Parking brake, takeoff speeds and thrust, check. Windows closed. And beacon light on. Also get rid of the jetway.
Once again, we'd like to welcome you on board. Your safety is our top priority, so we appreciate a few minutes of your attention while we demonstrate the safety features of this aircraft. You can follow along with the safety information card in your seat back pocket.
Handle or remove the ground power unit. So can we be ready for pushback? Gotta find that. Alright, so we're at gate Echo 6. We're going to be going to runway... Runway 17 right. So a nice short taxi, or long taxi, but we don't have to go all the way to the other side of the airport. We're gonna want to push back for our tail to the right, from pilot perspective to our right. Left over here. Over here. We're back to probably, I'm guessing this is Echo Lima. Here, Echo Lima out to possibly Lima. Either Kilo or Lima. All the way up to Echo Foxtrot Golf or Hotel. That's what our expectation is for the taxi. Pretty simple. Just waiting for the last bits of cargo.
AFW Brown, Frontier Flight 505, Gate Echo 6, request pushback and start up. Frontier Flight 505, pushback and start up approved. Pushback and start up approved. Frontier Flight 505.
Alright, do our briefing for our departure. We're going to be departing at runway 17 right. You can see initial climb heading 176 to intercept course 203 to a B Park. Then on track 255 to cross YAML at or above 5,000. Then track 270 to Furman. Then on track 294 to Piglet. Alright, so we got to be max speed 240 above 5,000 feet. I don't think there's a...
Departure check completed. Bypass pin inserted.
Not seeing anything after YAML what our max speed is. You can see right here from Piglet on track 290 to Muty, then on track 290 to Hudad. Maintain 10,000 feet, expect filed altitude 10 minutes after departure. Look at this because I didn't set up the pushbacks. So just because it says there's a right and left pushback, there really aren't. They're all set up initially unless you have a custom profile to just go straight back. This and
Exiting from editing mode. Please wait.
Locking gear. Release parking brakes. Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
Alright, ignition. Starting engine 2. See, that's here the PTU because right now our green is lower. There's a difference of 500 psi between yellow and green. That's why you hear the PTU right there. Adjusting that hydraulic pressure.
Set parking brakes.
Parking brake set.
Waiting your confirmation for good engine start.
We can actually start taxiing once we have the first one engine started here. We have a good engine start.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
I don't have any hydraulics for green right now. Starting engine 1. PTU again. Alright, go to checklist. After start. Now, I don't have a pitch trim calculator. The problem with that takeoff calculator is nothing for pitch trim that I can find. A little strange. I know there's probably a chart somewhere where I just find it, but I don't have that in front of me right now.
Bypass bin removed. Left is clear. Right is clear.
Alright, let's put the flaps in the takeoff position. No, the calculator, yeah, this calculator for some reason doesn't have anything like that. It's really weird. I'm trying to think if the one I paid for had that either. I don't remember that one having a trim. It was an older one I had that was like on the internet that had it would show you the trim and everything. Kind of weird. Yeah, it's not a complete, doesn't have the trim. I actually think they figured out the trim in here. It's actually correct now. Or it was actually messed up. Alright, got the engines, anti-ice, heat it, cam status. Normal. Pitch trim, rudder trim, neutral. Checklist complete. Alright, let's check our flight controls before we taxi. Full right, neutral, full left, full left, full right for the rudder, and neutral. Flight controls checked. Flap setting 1. Radar and predicted wind shear. I think we turn the radar on until we're on the runway. Engine mode selector, ECAM. Normal, then ECAM. Do our takeoff config. Okay, max brakes, cabin check, spoilers armed.
AMW ground, Frontier Flight 505, request taxi. Frontier Flight 505, taxi to holding point, runway 17 right, 5 kilo, Echo Golf. Taxi to holding point.
Kilo Echo Golf. Kilo's gonna be the first taxiway once we get out of here. Echo Golf. Yeah, Dallas-Fort Worth has bad frame rates for this airport. I don't know if it's because of the... I do have a freeware upgrade for it. I didn't try it without the freeware, the mod. Oh. But it was really bad when we were coming in for landing. I even just did the auto land, and the plane almost like flipped over because it was like I was getting 2 frames per second coming in. It was just painfully bad. Oh. I should have done a test without the modifications, because who knows? Sometimes some of these mod creators, they don't do a very good job testing or realizing that whatever they got going on sometimes is gonna kill the airport.
KDFW ground 5772, runway vacated with Echo Mike.
Air Shuttle 5772, taxi to gate Echo 4, via Echo Mike.
Taxi to gate Echo 4, via Echo Mike, Air Shuttle 5772.
Ground envoy 3865, runway vacated with Echo Lima. Onboard 3865, taxi to gate Alpha 19, via Echo Lima, Kilo.
Taxi to gate Alpha 19, via Echo Lima, Kilo, envoy 3865. Ground Sky West 4926, runway vacated with Echo 1.
Sky West 4926, taxi to gate Bravo 11, via Echo 1, with a Juliet Golf. Hold short of runway 18 left, 36 right.
Taxi to gate Bravo 11, via Echo 1, Whiskey Juliet Golf. Hold short of runway 18 left, 36 right, Sky West 4926.
Morning, Victoria.
Sky West 49.
Taxiing out to take off from Dallas.
Tower 124.15.
Contact DFW Tower 124.15, Sky West 4926.
Corporate aviation ramp right over there. Where was Echo Hotel? An Echo Hotel, but they didn't have it painted. Going Echo Golf anyway, but
Frontier Flight 505. Contact DFW Tower 124.15. Contact KDFW Tower 124.15. Frontier Flight 505.
Flight attendants, please prepare for takeoff.
KDFW Tower, Frontier Flight 505. Runway 17 right, ready for departure. Frontier Flight 505. Line up, runway 17 right. Line up, runway 17 right. Frontier Flight 505.
PCAS packs 1 and 2. Lineup checklist complete.
Frontier Flight 505. Wind 60 degrees at 9 knots. Runway 17 right, cleared for takeoff. Runway 17 right, cleared for takeoff. Frontier Flight 505.
But we have someone else on the runway. Besides that, we are ready to go. Crossing the runway. Probably shouldn't clear me until he's actually crossed. Alright, we are ready to go. Lights all on. PC, TCAS, radar, predicted wind shear, flaps set to 1. Good to go, here we go. E1 rotate. Positive rate. Gear up. Looked like another plane was taking off there, but it just went off into the trees. Climb thrust.
Frontier Flight 505. Contact regional departure 118.1. Contact regional departure 118.1. Frontier Flight 505. 2,300 thrust 541. Regional departure, Frontier Flight 505. Adaptive departure at 3,000.
Autopilot kind of jumped
From the flight deck, ladies and gentlemen.
Maybe we
as you
jumped
may have
it.
noticed, we have begun our initial descent down to our destination.
No, we
Might
haven't.
be a good time to wrap up any business you need to take care of as we prepare for approach.
Alright,
If you are
climb
out, once you return to your
11-2.
seat, we ask that you remain seated until the aircraft arrives safely at the gate. Flight attendants, please prepare the cabin for arrival.
200. Frontier Flight 505.
Where I can't, Ugh. Yeah, you can see the terrible frame rates in Dallas. I don't know what it is around this place. Terrible over here.
1910 cleared ILS. Approach at 2,300. Runway 35 left. Report established on
mean, I know there's a lot of photogrammetry and stuff, but it's, I've never, like, Dallas is terrible. And now we're good. It's got to be the airport. Got to be the airport mod, I think, because we didn't have any problems really on approach until we got on the final approach coming in the airport, and then it was just terrible like that.
Contact KDFW Tower 124.15, American 1910.
American?
KDFW 244, heavy radar contact. Continue climb 12,700, altimeter 3030.
That's AT&T right back there.
Continue climb 12,700, KDFW 44, heavy.
Thrust 541, descend and maintain 1,300. Descend and maintain 1,300. Thrust 541. Thrust 541, cleared visual approach at 1,300. Runway 36. Report runway in sight. Cleared visual approach at 1,300. Runway 36. Report runway in sight. Thrust 541. Frontier flight 505. Climb and maintain. Flight level 210. Contact FQ word. Center 133.5. Climb and maintain. Flight level 210. Contact FQ word.
Ugh, the frame rates in this area are terrible. I don't know. Yeah, it might just be... Look at this. Not moving at all. I hope we're not going to crash. Because... Really? Is Dallas this bad? Wow. Alright, so I think I got to get rid of the Dallas airport mod and see how that works. Because, yeah, we're not moving. We're just stuck. Didn't have this problem approaching the airport, but taking off, something is hanging us up. Bad. Ooh. Yeah, snow. Cool. Awesome. Like I said, it's, you know, the last flight I did at night was, we had the issues coming into the airport, and now we're doing a morning stream where I have limited amount of time and I can't restart these flights and do this. I mean, no, I did start early, but what are we doing here? I mean, it's still going. Of course, it's eating up like all the memory on my system. Oh. Yeah. Ooh. Holy cow. It's gonna crash my system. I'm maxing, like, all the RAM is filling up right now. I've never seen all my RAM get filled up. It's just progressively getting up. We're almost at 64 gigs of RAM. It's gonna use it all. Kill it. Almost. At 99% RAM. I don't even know if we're even streaming anymore. Well, I'm still able to do other things, so things are still happening. But we're just sitting here not doing anything. Well, I'm very pleased with this. 100% RAM. The sim has locked up. I just hate even I don't even know why I try to do this in the morning. I don't know why I stream in the morning. I don't even know why I try. I know why I do it, because it's during the summer it gets too hot in this room in the afternoon, and my wife and baby are sleeping right now. We're gonna kill it. We're gonna kill it. I mean, it is. I'm at 100% RAM. It's completely maxed out the RAM. Awesome. Okay, well, yeah, it's Flight Simulator is just maxing out the memory. Oh yeah, Flight Simulator is not responding. Awesome. Well, that's exactly what I wanted to do this morning. I hate Flight Simulator sometimes. I guess what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn off Dallas Fort Worth, and then of course my stream can't be stable at all. wasting 50 minutes on a flight. I mean, I absolutely hate. I mean, the worst time to stream is the morning. It's when I have, like, that's why that's one of the reasons I went to night shift for a while, because I was able to stream in peace. Because no one's waking up, they're all going to bed, and I can just stream and no problem. And the internet works. And I'd never had, this is like the first time I've ever had Flight Simulator just decide to crap out completely. Alright, so we'll turn that off and see if that helps. Probably not. Because it's always my favorite thing is I got 2 hours, maybe 3 hours to stream in the morning, and half of it spent loading in Flight Simulator because garbage. Just, I don't know. I don't know. I think life was a lot easier before I started streaming. Oh, I don't know. Audio stream current bitrate, and then that always pops up on my YouTube where it's like the audio bitrate's wrong or something. None of the audio's going over to YouTube or something. Dropping half the stream, half the frames on the stream. Because it's morning, and morning for some reason, I guess everyone's turning on their internet or something. Spectrum has that garbage cable. 2023, and I'm living like I'm in 2010 or something. Except for at night. At night it works just fine. How does this FS HUD thing? I'm wondering if I did the Discord integration properly. There's the Discord. I have this flight info channel. And integrations, do I just do this, right? Do I make a webhook, flight info? I put in the, or I copy the webhook and then I go to here. Oh, settings. I just put that in, right? I just put the two-way webhook. Okay, so over here I have, I made this webhook here called flight info. I put in the address that I then got from Discord, right? Because I figured that's how it works, yeah, because you make a webhook here, give it a name, flight info. Actually, I think I just, yeah, you pick the name. Because that's the only way I can see it. It's like, or do I have to get very... There's the webhooks guide. This. Yeah. that's too much. I just want to know how to airline integrations. I mean, I always hate it when it's like you go to a page like this and it's like, here, are you doing this? It's very easy, just do this. It's like, how do I do that? I think they would have a section where that'd be. This doesn't help me. Help. Help. Guess I'll search. FS Hub. Discord integrate. Get something actually useful. Yep, so my plan was to start early so I'd be able to do this flight and have no problem getting in and landing and before everyone wakes up, but doesn't look like that's going to be the case.
Hello everyone and welcome to this guide. In this guide I will show you how you can use a third-party tool called FSHub to Discord, which allows you to send FSHub flight webhooks into your Discord channels. If you don't know what FSHub is a free cloud service monitoring technology comes in. The service, the first thing you will need to do is open Discord and locate the channel that you want the notifications to be received at. Then right-click on the channel, click on the Edit Channel button, select the Integrations page on the left, and finally click on the Webhooks tabs. Then click on the New Webhook button. Inside the configuration window, you can change the username and the profile picture, as well as select the channel, if needed, of where you want the notifications from FSHub to go to. After that, simply click on the Copy Webhook URL button. Now, you can visit the FSHub to Discord webpage, link will also be down in the description, and scroll a bit down until you locate the webhook configuration section. Then, paste the webhook URL that you copied from Discord inside this field, and select the event filter that you desire. After you have configured your webhook as you desire, click on the Generate URL button. The service will now create a unique URL that you will need to now insert on FSHub.
Okay, well, back to that later. Set up our flight and see how different Dallas Fort Worth looks without that mod. If it performs better and doesn't completely crash me out. Super fun. This is always the most fun part of my streams, is when we're up in the air and everything decides to crash because for fun. Let's try this again. Alright, make your morning rounds. Good luck with that. Time to proper off time. This isn't even live time anymore. Yeah, I get the sense that the frame rates are still kind of. All right, we are. Oh. Do everything kind of instant here.
Boarding requested.
really quick setup. Your passengers coming on. If they're actually go. Loading weird. I'm not sure why GSX and integration not working on this flight for some reason. I can't get all the passengers on. We're not going to mess with it too long. We're just going to see if we can get up in the air and it doesn't break everything. I wonder what's different here. To run a little bit better. Not exactly sure what the modifications for this airport are. I think probably runway marking or a lot of markings. See, there's not a lot of markings on the taxiways. I'm guessing that's probably what it is. Sometimes those little updates, those upgrades can really break everything and it's not worth it. I probably should just, after that performance on the approach last stream, I should have just taken the pod out to begin with. Get our flight clearance.
AFW clearance, Frontier Flight 505, gate Echo 6. Request clearance to Denver with information, Yankee.
Frontier Flight 505, clear to Denver via Hotas 2, departure, runway 17 right, initial climb 3000, then as filed, squawk 6546.
Cleared to Denver via Hotas 2, departure, runway 17 right, initial climb 3000, then as filed, squawk 6546. Frontier Flight 505.
Frontier Flight 505, read back correct. When ready, contact DFW ground 121.65.
Our winds again. They might be a little bit different now. It's been about an hour since we got our flight plan originally. Negative 48. Cargo. Alright, well that'll give us time to set everything up here. So, Dallas Fort Worth, we're departing runway 17 right. Add 2. Third. Rid of the discontinuity. Try to get back on the horse here. I always hate it when something goes wrong and messes up the whole stream, messes up the whole flight. RNAV, we're gonna be coming in RNAV 16 right, Zulu in Denver. And Nix 3. We're gonna do Cliff and Ziggy for the transition into the star. Insert. Two cliffs going on. Rid of that. All right. Performance page. We're doing flaps 1. We're gonna be doing a toga takeoff. 1700 for our thrust reduction. 148. 148 and a 15. If I can hit the buttons properly. 154. There we go. Everything is set there. We just gotta wait for that cargo to get loaded. Cockpit door. I can find the... Go look and see if I can find a trim calculator. Yeah, much better performance at this airport if we don't have that mod. Sometimes modifications are nice, other times they can be a real pain. What I want to zip over here. Because I do remember there being, when we were taxiing out, some pretty nice markings over here. They're still there, so I don't know what they modified about this airport. Because looking at it, looks pretty similar to... It's kind of... Frame rates are eating it right now, so... I'm hoping that was just because I was trying to load things in too fast. Don't really load in very well at this airport. Let's get rid of the jetway, since passengers are all, I guess, kind of on board. If you're just joining, got all set up, taxied out, took off, and then Flight Simulator decided to just continue to use more and more and more RAM, random access memory. Well, I have 64 gigs of that, and it maxed it out and eventually completely froze up. Flight Simulator was frozen up, and eventually it just got to the point where it was not working at all. Well, I had to restart and doing as quick of a startup here. I mean, kind of slowing down to let the guy put the cargo on. Need time to kind of look for. I want to kind of find a. I actually downloaded that. Different calculator. There's so many calculators out there you can use for the A320. The reason I'm using the calculator I'm using right now, I like because it has calculations for all kinds of planes, not just the A320. I mean, I already bought an A320 one, so let's see if I can make a window cap here. Show you what I'm looking at. This you can get on. I believe you can get this on. Actually, I'm not sure where I got this. Actually, don't know where I got this, so give me for that. That doesn't really capture the window very well. There it is. Alright, so here's the takeoff calculator. I like this. Is actually pretty cool, so I might use this in the future for just this plane, I guess. It'd be nice if there were. I'm gonna have to look and see if there's various calculators like this, because this is really cool. It just shows you exactly what you need to put in. So let's put in our W, select runway 7 right. Wind. Way I can just pull this in. It doesn't look like there is. So way right. Okay, there's the metadata. It pulls that in. Weight. Here. Center of gravity, we had gravity 34.9. We'll just go there. Flaps is gonna be 1 plus F. Runway condition is dry. Anti-ice off, packs on, and calculate. There you see our stop margin. That's pretty cool. I like this. And there it is. Yeah, there's the flaps and everything. Perfect. So now we can go over to our performance page. Put that in. So I might actually use this calculator going forward, at least for the A320. I'm gonna have to find where I got this for you guys. But we just go 1 and 0.9 down, like. Actually, yeah. 73 for the flex takeoff, so they're going to give us a flex takeoff on this one. But what it doesn't give me, it doesn't give me the engine out and thrust reduction. So it's like all these. Oh, it looks like the wind doesn't. Not put the wind and stuff in. So. Actually got like the A330, but yeah, I'm gonna have to figure this out. Yeah, because hold the MEDAR, but maybe it didn't recognize it or something because it's not putting it in the side. Let's go wind. We have. I just want to kind of try this out since we're messing around. 60 degrees wind at 9 knots. Altimeter. Is 5. Do I have to switch it to? I think I have to switch that to. Should have been starting up the APU. Should have been doing. Yep, still doesn't change anything except it really changes the takeoff speeds. So okay, so I kind of like it, but at the same time you can see the, I don't know. Now it's changed completely. I didn't notice those speeds. So it gave me a flaps thing. Well, I don't know. I don't know about that. As far as the calculator. Waiting for that APU and then we'll get going here. Throw beacon light on. I'm doing this kind of fast, so hopefully I don't forget anything important. Where's locked? Let's do the pushback. Let's get this on the road. I think should be able to do this flight. Not have an issue like we did last attempt. Load distance seems to be worse than it used to be. Of course, we have this issue with FSHUD ATC or FSLTL.
Hello, Captain. We're ready for pushback. Temperature check completed. Bypass bin inserted.
Right.
Alpha 24, Echo Kilo, American 2677. AMW ground, Frontier Flight 505. Exiting, request pushback and start up.
Frontier Flight 505, pushback and start up approved.
Pushback and start up approved. Frontier Flight 505. DFW ground, American 489, runway vacated with Whiskey Lima.
American 489er, continue taxi, via Whiskey Lima, hold short of runway 18 left, 36
Release
right.
parking
Oh,
brakes.
that's nice because we did that quick edit before, so we can use the saved one. Please park brakes.
Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
Starting the engines. So again, we're going to hear the ETU going. As you can see, we got yellow's got, there's a 500 PSI difference between yellow and green. That PTU will go in. Yeah, right there. Hydraulic PTU. That's what you're hearing, that barking.
American 489er, contact KDFW Tower 124.15.
Contact DFW Tower 124.15. American 489er.
Set parking brakes.
Waiting your confirmation for good engine start.
Starting engine 1.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Unlocking gear.
Ground, American 489er, runway vacated with Gulf 8.
American 489er, continue taxi, via Gulf 8.
Continue taxi, via Gulf 8, American 489er.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass bin removed. Left is clear. Right is clear.
Got both engines, ignition back to normal, go flaps. Flaps 1. Spoilers. Status page. Max brakes. Cabin check.
AFW ground, Frontier Flight 505, request taxi.
Frontier Flight 505, taxi
What
to
is
holding
that?
point, runway 17 right, 5 Kilo Echo Golf.
Taxi to holding point, runway 17 right, via Kilo Echo Golf, Frontier Flight 505.
Alright, we're clear of taxi. So, go. Hey, welcome. We're on attempt number 2 with this flight. We should already probably be halfway to Denver by now. I started probably 6:30, but things crashed, and hoping the sim will perform better this attempt. If it doesn't, then, well, that's gonna be it for me streaming, at least today. I'll probably fly and try to do this. Yeah, I'll try this flight and test things out. And of course, when I'm not streaming it, it'll work just fine. But yeah, it basically locked up. Once we got up in the air, it locked up. Everything froze, or the sim froze. Everything else was fine. My computer was running fine, despite the fact that it was just eating all of my RAM. All 64 gigabytes of my RAM. It just progressively was climbing. Flight Simulator was just getting all the RAM it could get. But it wasn't doing anything. It was just locked up and wasn't a happy camper. So we just did a quick startup here. Got everything going. So hopefully everything's properly set up, because I didn't take the usual amount of time to get everything going. At some point, once we, I'm gonna have to start doing trying to figure out what airline I want to fly once I'm kind of done with the world tour, or maybe in addition, like just different flights to do. Maybe I just don't want to do the world tour flight, or there's not enough time to do it. But what I want to do is I kind of want to do some turnarounds for some airlines. I'll do some trips. Probably a Southwest or something like that, but you could do it United, anything where they do the flights, because especially domestic, local, the more domestic flights, your pilots are flying, let's say Chicago, Dallas, and then they're doing Dallas, Denver, and then Denver, Kansas City or something, and that's all in one day. They're just passengers getting off, passengers getting on, and they're resetting everything, doing that quick turnaround. And I haven't really done anything like that. Yeah, I saw that. I didn't look and see what there was. I'm sure they have one of the flight achievements is landing in every country in the world, and I'm not going to get credited for that unless I import Volanta, and maybe that'll work. I don't know. Because it looks like I was using it when I first got Flight Simulator. It looks like I used it for a few flights and then got away from it for some reason. Well, so far it's, even on our taxi out, we're doing a little bit better for frame rate. Yeah, I've seen that. That one free, A Pilot's Life? I know there's a whole bunch. I mean, obviously you have On Air, which I've tried, and then Pilot's Life looked really interesting. I've been on VATSIM. I did VATSIM a whole bunch a couple weeks ago, or almost 3 weeks ago now. I did a whole bunch of events. I did I think first night, I did the Triple Crown, and I flew Louisville to Baltimore. And then the next day I did it was the Heathrow Frankfurt city pair, and I flew from Frankfurt to Heathrow. And I did when New Zealand first came out. Yeah, well, those first two were in the afternoon, so you would have been able to catch me, but I think the New Zealand one was sometime early in the morning, if I recall. Because that's when New Zealand, when they were doing that event. Oh.
Frontier Flight 505, contact KDFW Tower 124.15.
Contact KDFW Tower 124.15. Frontier Flight 505.
Flight attendants, please prepare for takeoff.
KDFW Tower, Frontier Flight 505, runway 17 right, ready for departure.
Frontier Flight 505, line up, runway 17 right.
Line up, runway 17 right, Frontier Flight 505.
Alright, so we do have clearance for the runway, so those on.
Frontier Flight 505, wind, calm, runway 17 right, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 17 right, cleared for takeoff, Frontier Flight 505.
I regret having that mod in because that mod killed half this stream, and it was a real headache coming in for the approach. Last one in from New York into here, a mess. Like I said, I just had the auto land do it because it was so bad, the frame rates, but the frame rates got so low that the fly-by-wire was even losing its mind because it was shaking all over the place because it was down to 4 frames a second. It was insanely bad. So don't use the Dallas Fort Worth free mod that's on flightsim.to. It's not that good. Alright, looks like we are ready to go. So there's a checklist I should be looking at. I also switched my rudder pedals the way you're supposed to use rudder pedals, at least as far as I know, because I've had it reversed where I'm pulling and really you're supposed to be pushing. If I want to go left, I have to push my left rudder, but I've been typically pulling it, which is technically was pushing the right one, and so that's why I've been kind of retraining my brain the opposite direction to where it should be. Okay, rotate. Positive rate, gear up. Well, it's doing a little bit better performance-wise. Not as bad. Not super great, but not terrible. Fingers crossed that once we start making this turn. Pull back our thrust to climb. Everything works. With the autopilot. Yeah, I'm not sure why I can't get my why it's not letting me do the controlled climb. Typically that's because you don't have the yaw damper on, but the Airbus, there is no automatic. Not sure what's causing that.
Frontier Flight 505, contact regional, departure 118.1.
But so far so good. A lot better performance. I love the freeway there. It looks like it has. I mean, again, there's the. I think that X-plane always did better with. You could see cars moving, and the lights look better. The photo imagery just has traffic jam on it. All right, climb. 11,000 in, so it still gets clearance before we get there. And now we got the limit. Actually, the speed limit is on there. First time we did this, the speed limit, it didn't recognize that speed limit. I had to put it in manually. YAML, we're supposed to be crossing above 5,000 and speed limit 240 knots. Alright, let's get inside here. This is always way cooler view from the actual, from the window. AT&T Stadium. So we might be going over a little bit of a storm between here and Amarillo. See if it shows up on the live weather for Flight Simulator. There we go, there's the...
Contact FT Worth Center 133.5. Frontier Flight 505.
We'll throw out the seatbelt signs.
FT Worth Center Frontier Flight 505. Hotas 2 departure at 10,800. Climbing flight level 210.
NAS Fort Worth JRB Carswell Field right there. We're flying right over Fort Worth Meacham International.
Continue climb, flight level 210, Frontier Flight 505.
8754, CRR, approach at 2,800, runway 17, report established final track.
We'll keep inside the cabin so it's nice and quiet. Uh-oh.
Established on final track.
8754, continue to approach.
Continue approach. Show me 8754.
Thrust 423, expected at Sierra Lima for November Tango 3, arrival ILS.
Well, someone was saying that the imagery, the textures over here in Texas are terrible in Flight Simulator. I don't know, I haven't noticed anything. I just noticed really bad performance at DFW, but that was, I think, mostly because of the modification we had. Otherwise, it wasn't too bad. I mean, not crazy out of the norm for bigger airports. LAX, DFW, JFK.
Southwest 782, maintain 9,000.
Maintain 9,000. Southwest 782.
Friendly 422, radar contact, expected at Romeo X-ray 47, arrival, garage ILS, approach, runway 18 left, report when ready for descent.
Like I said, I was thinking this, we were gonna finish this flight pretty early, probably right around now, maybe 8:30, and then I have to make the decision. It's like, oh, do I want to try to get another flight in? I think that's what I'm going to do. I need to start kind of figuring out my U.S. tour flights again, those little short ones that I had set up. Or I also want to, I kind of want to do, like I said, I kind of want to do just focus on like one airline and do kind of like real airline ops for that. I haven't decided if I want to do like a European airline or if I want to do something here in the U.S. like a Frontier or a Southwest. I'm leaning towards Southwest because then we can just fly the 737, the 700 a lot. Sometimes fly the 800, but kind of just stick with that. Because typically, a real-life pilot's going to only be flying one plane at a time. Not to say that pilots are not rated in multiple planes. I want to say they don't bounce between. I might be wrong about this. I don't know, but I want to say that, like, you know, for example, United pilots. There are probably quite a few United pilots that have been rated. They're type rated for the A320, but they're also type rated for the 737, and they're also type, you know, and obviously as they go further up, they're going to get type rated for the 757, you know, as they progress through their career. But you always have those type ratings. I just don't think that, I doubt that they schedule you between those planes. You're usually just sticking with one plane once you're on that track, I think. But you'll always have those type ratings. You're always rated to fly the, you know, if you come up through the regionals and you fly the CRJ or you fly the ERJs, you know, whichever one you get type rated for, you're always rated for that. The likelihood you ever fly in those planes again, unless you, for some reason, get bumped out of the major airline, you know, the bigger airlines that fly the, you know, A320, 737 and up, you get bumped back down to a regional or something, I guess then. But usually you're always getting the retraining, but I suppose there's that initial type rating training, I guess. Probably more intense. Yeah, let's get our standard, and let's climb to flight level 300. I'm not exactly sure why I added this flight in, because originally I had this flight scheduled Dallas all the way up to Vancouver. But I guess I wanted to land in Denver for some reason. Because I think that if we just did Dallas to Vancouver, it would have been like a 3-4 hour flight. And now doing this, going Dallas to Denver, it's about a 2 hour flight, and then Denver to Vancouver is another 3. So it actually makes it longer, but I think I wanted to just do some more landings and takeoffs. And as I said, I'm deciding if I want to continue doing like the U.S. tour kind of thing, where I'm doing those shorter flights, those regionals and stuff. Maybe I will, but I also want to do some longer. I'm enjoying doing these longer flights again, where it's a little bit more than just doing an hour, hour and a half, 30 minutes, but 2, 3, 4 hours, and being able to kind of just settle in a little bit. And get distracted doing other things, like looking at flags and stuff, which is what we were doing on the stream the other night. We were looking at state flags, U.S. state flags, and then we looked at Liberian county flags, which all look like they're made in MS Paint, or whoever made them, for at least Wikipedia made it in MS Paint. And I'd be really curious to see what those flags look like in real life on cloth, if they actually look like that, or if it's just someone did it in MS Paint and posted on Wikipedia and no one's made a better version in Illustrator or whatever. I think we took a look at the German flags. The Japanese prefecture flags, or their provincial flags, are pretty cool, because they're all pretty standard, like the style, and then obviously they're unique, each one, but they're it kind of reminds me, I think, like, same thing with some sports leagues where they all have the standard logo, but they're, obviously tweaked based on team. Let's see, after 1918 and before the mid-1930s, our airliners weren't monoplanes like the DC-3, but actually biplanes. A design that remains popular because of World War II and the Wright brothers. Where is this, Victoria? Which airliners? I mean, the monoplanes came into, for between 1918 and the 1930s. I'm trying to think like what biplanes were used as airliners. I mean, we were just up at the EAA museum up in Oshkosh, and a few weeks ago. Probably 3 weeks ago, probably a month ago at this point now, but it was right before I had my week vacation before I went to night shift for a couple weeks. And we saw all the different, the biplanes and the monoplanes and the experimental planes, and they had like a model diorama of all the different, kind of the progression of planes in America or in the world. The DC-3 and the 707, the 737, the Zeppelins, different passenger planes and stuff, and the solutions that you had also, where you did the the Zeppelins were kind of the solution, really. At one point it was like, are these going to be the thing that... Then we got the airliners, so we got what we have now for the most part. There's something different about flying over the U.S. I don't know. There's a different feeling when I fly over the U.S. versus when I was flying over Africa. I mean, obviously there's just different feelings flying over every place, but the U.S. just has a certain look, and I think it's the plots, the land plots, the quarter-mile land plots, or the mile divisions, and the quarter-mile usually. I think that's what makes America feel different from like flying over Europe or Africa or Asia or anywhere else. When you get over the United States and Canada, you have this kind of that grid layout for the most part. Occasionally you get out of it. You can see right here, we're getting out of it in this area, but it's also very flat, a lot of it, which is why I wanted to get over. I think I kind of wanted to fly into Denver. But even if we flew DFW to Vancouver, we would have flown over the Rockies anyway, so I don't know why. Actually works out this morning, because if we were trying to fly to Vancouver, I'd be running into trouble. My wife would be getting grumpy, because they're going to be getting up pretty soon. So we'll probably be getting distracted as we're approaching Denver. Alright, go to our final cruise, 380. I don't know, whoever said that, I think was wrong. It looks just fine. It looks like the satellite imagery is coming in looks just fine. As far as I can tell. As always, I kind of like to point out what city we're coming up on. It looks like we're coming up on Olney right there. You'll be able to see. That is Olney, their airport. Yeah, right there. Got the 6 runways, or 3 runways. 6 directions, obviously. Olney Municipal. Off on the left, that's Graham, Texas. And it's the airport, Graham Municipal. Kilo Romeo Papa Hotel, there.
American 1395, radar contact, maintain, climb level 320. Skyway 4945, descended, maintain, 15,000. Descended, maintain, 15,000. Skyway 4945.
Alright, before we get too far along, I'm going to just do kind of the briefing. Do a briefing for the terminal approach, and then for the final approach and everything. We'll get all that out of the way right now. And I'm going to step away just to see what's going on. Maybe grab a bite. At least get up and stretch. There's the chart. I can just pull and make it as big. Alright, let's look in here. We're looking at the chart for the star, yep. So there's Nix. Like, we have Nix, and then we have, okay, this is not the scale. Where's Nix? Nix is right there. Okay. The Nix we're going to be about below 22,000, above flight level 190, 19,000. We have a holding point if we need it. We're going to continue on to Hager. Hager, we're going to be at 250 knots already, which is good for just our speed. That's a good thing to have. We'll be between flight level 200 and 15,000 feet is going to be our floor. Giles, though, we're going to be at 14,000. Or no, not Giles. Giles, ignore that. We're not going Giles. That's if we're landing runways 25, 26. DePage, we're going to probably aim for 16,000 feet. We'll see what ATC gives us, obviously. Routes, Again, 250, probably be about 14,000 feet. Rapids, Redville, not sure where that is. And then we have Cliff is our transition point. We're gonna be at 210 knots, 11,000 feet. We do have to remember, I'm looking at these, I'm like, why are we at 11,000 feet for our transition? Well, because Denver's, the airport's probably, and now I don't have, I ran out of battery. I'll have to switch, actually it's slightly, feels a little weird. Mouse, but. Alright, like I said, we have Denver's at a higher altitude, so that's why I've got 11,000 transition point, 210 knots, landing runway 16. Right. Okay, so that's that. Anything else on this chart we gotta look at? Speed restriction. Send via Mach number until intercepting 280 knots. Maintain 280 until slowed by star. Alright, transition level 180. Standard right there. Airport elevation you see is 5434. Mile High City, right? That's why our transition is so high. So this is gonna write. This is all just written out. Our RNAV approach. RNAV, Zulu, runway 16 right, Denver, Colorado, approach, all of our things we need there. Minimum altitude at Jetson is 7,000 feet. We're going to capture the RNAV, kind of the slope, 5586. Or no, that's our decision altitude, right there. Final approach course, 175. Missed approach, we're going to climb 5,900 feet, climb right, turn to 10,000 feet, direct to Binby and hold. There's Binby right there. Yeah. So again, there's our straight-in landing. Our minimum 5586. That's our decision. At 260 over the runway. All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again from the flight deck, your captain speaking. We've just reached our cruising altitude for the flight. As it begins to settle in, I do want to remind you to please keep your seat belts clear from the aisle, as the flight attendants will be coming through the cabin with galley carts shortly. Also, one more reminder to please refrain from congregating near the front galley where the flight deck door is located. Thank you.
I got very confused by this chart here. Yeah, I was like, why are there two? Then I realized, oh, this is just blowing this up, making it bigger. So I'm gonna take a look and see which gate we should be going to. But once we come off landing, we're gonna probably, we got a few options: Delta 8, Delta 5, if we need to, Whiskey Bravo for our getting off the runway. Either case, we're going to be either on Whiskey Charlie or Whiskey Bravo over to, looks like Foxtrot or Golf, and then be into our concourse, and we'll figure out which one we're going to, concourse A, B, or C. Once we're on the, once I get a indication of where we're going with our parking. We're coming up on Hotas. Gonna transition to our regular waypoints. There you can see Miller's Creek Reservoir there. Lake Kemp. Let's see, there are biplanes that we had for Curtiss T-32, Condor 2, Boeing model, yeah, I suppose. Sure. Oh, the Curtiss T-30, yeah. Oh yeah, you're right. I suppose that makes sense. So that's the T-32 Condor 2. Yeah, I suppose. I think we saw something like that, or planes like that at the museum. So that's actually an Army plane, and yeah, the Army General Staff still believed that the biplanes were more reliable than the monoplane. And you can see how it's just, I mean, all they have to do is just take that top wing off, and there you go, you just have a regular looking plane. What else did you have? You had the Boeing Model 80A. Come a far way. We've come a long way, haven't we? Curtiss. And whatever happened to Curtiss? They make it now. Jenny. I doubt this was much of a transport plane. Alright, we just got just over an hour. I'm going to step away for just a few moments. And then when I get back, I'm going to grab the metadata for Denver, get that information plotted on our performance page, and kind of take another look at the at our briefings, just make sure we're all set for landing. So you guys enjoy the flight. Let's go with this camp right here. You can see the clouds coming up.
Maintain flight level 380. Contact altitude center 124.32. November 75 Echo call. Southwind 2023. Radar contact. Climb and maintain.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, it was a mail plane. And then an extra person.
Southwind 758. Radar contact. Maintain. Climb level 340.
Flight level 370, descending. Flight level 360. Direct 31990, radar contact. Descent. Flight level 360. Continue descent. Flight level 360. Sky west 31990. Flight 1740, radar contact expected departing ILS approach runway 17 right, report when ready to descend. Expect Papa Victor Whiskey, ILS approach runway 17 right, report when ready for descent. Get flight 1746. Get flight 1746, ready for descent. And flight 1740, proceed direct to departing maintain. Flight level 220. Proceed direct Papa Victor Whiskey. Maintain. Flight level 220. Get flight 1746. Turning 8793. Climb and maintain. Flight level 220. Flight 505, contact altitude, center 124.32. Contact altitude, center 124.32. Frontier flight 505. Altitude center, Frontier flight 505. Inbound to Pargo Denver Hotel at flight level 380. Frontier flight 505, radar contact, maintain. Flight level 380. Maintain flight level 380. Frontier flight 505. Altitude center, cargo sound flight 9. Attack X-ray at flight level 360. Cargo south 5290 heavy radar contact, maintain. Flight level 360. Maintain flight level 360. Cargo sound flight 9 heavy.
Southwest 738, ascend and maintain. Flight level 400, contact MT word, center 133.5. Descend and maintain. Flight level 400, contact MT word, center 133.5. Southwest 738. Southwest 1898, radar contact, maintain, flight level 330. Maintain, flight level 330, Southwest 1898. Alpha Center, Southwest 27906, Charlie Mike Echo, flight level 380. Southwest 27906. Radar contact, maintain, flight level 380. Maintain, flight level 380, Southwest 27906. level 340. FedEx 14990, heavy radar contact, maintain, flight level 340. Southwest 2933, radar contact, maintain, flight level 390.
Maintain, flight level 390, Southwest 2933.
Radar contact, maintain, flight level 380. Flight level 380, November 75 Echo Call. 855, radar contact, maintain, flight level 350.
Maintain, flight level 350, UPS 285, traffic.
Radar contact, maintain, flight level 380. Flight level 380, November 75 Echo Call. Contact Captain. Delta 127 Getaway.
Descend and maintain flight level 340. Contact Cessna 127.8 UPS 2855 heavy.
Southwest 79 radar contact. Descend and maintain flight level 400.
Descend and maintain flight level 400. Southwest 7902. Albuquerque Center, United 557, inbound, on
557. Contact the captain. Center 127.48.
Alright, we're being pretty close. We got half an hour out. Some of the Rocky Mountains coming into view over there. Jump down here and grab Medar, Denver. Coming up with Zigbee, we just crossed into Colorado. And let's see. I have like in Springfield we'll be able to see soon. There probably, I think that's Springfield. Springfield, Colorado. Not a lot, we're not gonna see a lot really as we're on our way down. Most of the major population centers are going to be over there along Interstate 25, Pueblo, Colorado Springs, and of course Denver. So we're going to go to the approach performance page. RNAV 16 right Zulu. Thinking Romeo and Zulu and Julio. Q&H is going to be 29996. Temperature 4 degrees. And the wind 230 at 11 knots. And we can check out our minimum there. Our 5586. Their approach speed is going to be 133 knots.
Southwest 586, radar contact. Flight level 3990.
Maintain flight level 3990, Southwest 586.
Southwest 437, radar contact. Flight level 360. Maintain flight level 360, Southwest 437.
Our radio navigation page, we want to put in at least the VOR here, which is 117.9. Final course is 173. You can also put in the ILS as a backup. There's nothing against that. We are going to be doing the RNAV, but then
Skywest 995, radar contact. Flight level 330.
Maintain flight level 330, Skywest 2925.
American 310, radar contact. Flight level 330.
ILS is going to be 111.9. Of course, 73 as well. Hey, Rafa. How are you? Should be getting close to our top of descent after Narno. I'm actually thinking that's what this little arrow thing means. Top of descent. Wrong about that. So hopefully the ATC gives us a clearance. If they don't, we can always ask them for it down, because NICS we need to be below flight level 220 according to the charts, above flight level 190. So if they don't give us a clearance as we get up on this on the top of descent, we'll ask for that so we can start descending, and then they'll give us the clearance for the star and everything else, hopefully. Oh, don't worry, we didn't. Yeah, if you had come in about 2 hours ago, that would have been fine, because that's when we restarted the flight. We got everything set up, took off from Dallas, and then the flight simulator froze up, ate up all my RAM on my computer, and I think it was a problem with the mod for that airport. So that's why if you watch the stream when we flew into Dallas, we had a terrible frame rates coming in on the approach. So much so that I just did the auto land with the Airbus, and it barely survived doing that. It wasn't getting enough information.
Southwest 5 meters, then Oscar Alpha Bingo Hotel Echo Delta Alpha November Delta Delta 1 arrival ILS approach runway 25 report ready for descent.
Expect Oscar Alpha Tango Hotel Echo Delta Alpha November Delta Delta 1 arrival ILS approach runway 25 report when ready for descent. Southwest 586. Southwest 586 ready for descent.
Flight level 240, contact Alpha Courtesy return 124.3.
Maintain flight level 340, contact Alpha Courtesy return 124.32, sky west 5268.
Go on your feet. 200 feet what?
Skyway flight level 360, SkyWest 2935. November 17 Charlie Quebec, radar contact. Flight level 400. Flight level 400, November 317 Charlie Quebec. Skywest 5325, climbing maintained, flight level 290.
Climate maintained. Flight level 290. SkyWest 5325.
United 187, radar contact, maintained, flight level 350. Flight level 350, United 187. Southwest 586, descent and maintained, flight level 300.
Descent and maintained. Flight level 300. Southwest 586.
United 2434, heavy radar contact, maintained, flight level 380.
Maintained. Flight level 380. United 2434. Heavy.
Frontier Flight 505, executive extreme arrival, Charlie Lima Foxtrot, 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 on nav, Zulu, approach, runway, 16 right, report, ready for descent.
Alright, so we got Ziggy next 3 arrival cliff, RNAV Zulu approach. Parking. Always the parking. I thought I should. Actually doesn't matter. Change that later.
Frontier Flight 505, expect extreme arrival, Charlie Lima Foxtrot, 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 on nav, Zulu, approach, runway, 16 right, report when ready for descent.
Expect an X3. Arrival. Charlie Lima Foxtrot. 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 RNAV Zulu. Approach. Runway 16 right. Report when ready for descent. Frontier Flight 505. Denver Center. SkyWest 5325. At flight level 220. Descending. Flight level 200. Frontier Flight 505. Ready for descent.
Frontier Flight 505, descend and maintain, flight level 290.
Descend and maintain. Flight level 290. Frontier Flight 505.
United 355, radar contact, expect Papa Uniform
Alright, seatbelt signs on for our descent. We got the little green dot showing us our kind of our VNAV. We're descending a little bit earlier than the top descent, but that's totally okay. I'm not sure what all these little things mean. I think those are like different adjustments, I guess, on the.
With the flight deck, ladies and gentlemen, as you may have noticed, we have begun our initial descent down to.
Not exactly sure what all these different arrows are. I suppose that's all like VNAV related stuff.
As we prepare for approach. If you are up, once you return to your seat, we ask that you remain seated until the aircraft arrives safely at the gate. Pilot fans, please prepare the cabin for arrival.
Skywest 5325, radar contact, continue descent, flight level 200.
Continue descent. Flight level 200. Skywest 5325.
United 355, ready for descent. Southwest 205, radar contact, expect Alpha Lima Delta, Captain 1, arrival, Golf Whiskey Echo November Sierra, ILS, approach, runway. direct cruise descent and maintain 15,000 altimeter 3009er.
Proceed direct home, descend and maintain 15,000, United 355.
Denver Center, Skywest 4711 at 9 FM, 600 climbing, flight level 200. Southwest 205, ready for descent. Jet 157, radar contact, maintain flight level 320. Maintain flight level 320, jet review 157. Southwest 4310, radar contact, descent 2 Alpha Alpha, Quebec 1 Alpha Lima 1, arrival, Kilo Alpha Lima Echo, ILS, approach, runway 16 right, report when ready for descent.
Alright, so we're gonna be going to Concourse A for parking.
Alpha Alpha, Quebec Uniform Alpha India Lima 1, arrival, Kilo Alpha India Lima Echo, ILS, approach, runway 16 right, report when ready for descent.
Which I don't think obviously they have an update because they just started they just did groundbreaking. They're building a whole new section, 14 more gates just for Frontier Airlines on Concourse A down there in Denver.
Southwest 350, radar contact, descent Hotel Bravo.
And to see the mountains off in the distance.
Arrival, ILS, approach, runway 16.
Yeah, I think people don't realize how flat Colorado is once you get east of Denver, east of Interstate 25, because it's the Rockies, and it just kind of gets flat. You know, and now you're Colorado, Kansas, right into that. That's what we're flying over right now. We're descending nicely. Again, you can see NICS, we need to be below flight level 220. Alright, we're going to be parking at gate A36 is what we're looking for once we get to Denver. Kind of just doing a little pre-planning here on the taxiing. We're probably going to do probably going to be a Whiskey Bravo to either Foxtrot or Golf. And then we're going to take that into Alpha Sierra is going to be where we're going to come in. That's what we're expecting.
Radar contact. Expect Hotel Bravo uniform. Powder 1. Arrival. ILS. Approach. Runway 25. Report when ready for descent.
Kind of a bad section of satellite photo there, I guess.
Center, United 2679er heavy beyond base departure at 12,600, climbing flight level 220. United 1077, radar contact, climbing maintain, flight level 220.
Climb and maintain, flight level 220, United 1077.
United 557, radar contact, expect Papa Uniform Bravo, large skin, arrival, hailing ILS, approach, runway 16 right, report when ready for descent. Expect Papa Uniform Bravo, large 2, arrival, hailing ILS, approach, runway 16 right, report when ready for descent. United 557, Frontier Flight 505, flight level 220, arrival.
Maintain, flight level 220, clear Nix 3, arrival, Frontier Flight 505.
Alright, we're cleared Nix 3 arrival. Now in reality, that can sometimes mean we decide our approach on levels. That's what I'm going to go with because they gave us the clearance and I kind of need to do that.
Frontier Flight 70, radar contact, expect Hotel Bravo, Tower 1, arrival, Charlie Alpha Papa Go, on now, approach, runway 26, report when ready for descent.
Expect Hotel Bravo, uniform Apollo Whiskey Delta Romeo 1, arrival.
We're cleared for the arrival, so that means we're cleared for the chart altitudes. Typically how that works.
Southwest 4210, direct movement descent and maintain 11,000, altimeter 3003.
Proceed direct straight descent and maintain 11,000, Southwest 4210.
Their speed down to 250.
Southwest 540, radar contact, expect Papa Uniform Bravo, large skin, arrival, ILS, approach, runway 16 left, report when ready for descent. Frontier Flight 505, maintain, flight level 200.
Maintain, flight level 200, Frontier Flight 505.
Expect Papa Uniform Bravo, large 2, arrival, Kelly ILS, approach, runway 16 left, report when ready for descent, Southwest 542. Skywest 4711, climbing maintain, flight level 290. Climate maintain, flight level 290, Skywest 4711. United 169, radar contact, continue climb, flight level 220. Continue climb, flight level 220, United 169. Skywest 5676, ready for descent. Delta Center, FedEx 360, Echo Mike Yankee, Sierra East departure at 1 p.m. south, 700, climbing, flight level 220. United 2679er, heavy radar contact, continue climb, flight level 220. Frontier Flight 505, climbing, maintain.
See, there you go. Now it wants me to climb and maintain.
Climb and maintain, flight level 200.
Level 200, but we need to be between 17 and 15.
Flight level 220, United 2679er, heavy.
Frontier Flight 505.
There we go.
17,000, altimeter 29994.
Descend and maintain, 17,000, Frontier Flight 505.
United 1077, climb and maintain, flight level 310.
Climb and maintain, flight level 310, United 1077.
Southwest 1345, radar contact, continue climb, flight level 220. Continue climb, flight level 220, Southwest 1345. Southwest 205, turn left to heading 175, descent and retain 7,000, contact Denver, approach 119.3. Turn left to heading 175, descend and maintain 7,000, contact Denver, approach 119.3, Southwest 205. Jet 2157, climb and maintain, flight level
Flight 70, ready for descent. Denver Center, United 1086, ER TH1, departure at 12,800, climbing, flight level 220.
Southwest 2778, radar contact, expect Papa Uniform Bravo, large canoe, arrival, wind ILS, approach, runway 17 left, report and ready for descent.
Expect Papa Uniform Bravo, Lima Alpha Romeo Kilo Sierra 2, arrival, Gulf West Echo November Sierra, ILS, approach, runway 17 left, report when ready for descent, Southwest 2778.
Frontier Flight 505, 17,000.
Our TCAS is working.
Maintain
Got a
17,000, Frontier
plane.
Flight 505.
I believe this means. Sure. Weird though. I think that means it's 1,300 feet above us. I believe. That one. I hope they're not just disappearing because they're timing out or something. No fun not seeing actual traffic. On. Thought we were gonna freeze up again.
Expect Lima Alpha Romeo Alpha Mike Sierra 8, arrival, Hotel Oscar Papa Echo, ILS, approach, runway 17 right, report when ready for descent, United 2617.
FedEx 360, heavy radar contact, continue climb, flight level 220.
Alright, we got the barometric reference set, seatbelt signs on, minimums, auto brakes, we're going to set to medium. And our approach checklist is complete.
Flight level 370.
Maintain flight level 370, SkyWest 3049er.
November 746 Alpha Romeo, radar contact, flight level 380.
Oh, that's the airport right in front of us, yep.
Flight level 360, November
Denver.
746 Alpha Romeo.
We're going to be coming around, though, landing from the north. That's why it's so close.
700 climbing, flight level 230.
United 2679 at climbing, flight level 320. Frontier Flight 505, 15,000.
Maintain 15,000, Frontier Flight 505. Climb and maintain flight level 320, United 2679er heavy.
Southwest 456, expect Alpha Rail 1, arrival, ILS, approach, runway 16 left, report and ready for descent.
I hope they continue to let us descend. Because Cliff, we need to be at 11,000. It's kind of annoying with the they clear you for the arrival and then they keep giving you altitudes. Guessing right after routes here. Well, and they wait. The AI waits until you're already at the point and then gives you that altitude. It's like, no, you need to cross that altitude or below. We're gonna put in 11,000 because a few miles to the cliff.
Frontier Flight 505, 15,000.
Maintain 15,000, Frontier Flight 505.
I'm ignoring it because it's AI, and AI's been known to make weird mistakes like that. Again, if I'm on VATSIM, I'll pay attention to what VATSIM says, and sometimes they will give you, they'll maintain you, and you're just going, please let me descend here. Denver coming into view. Downtown right there. Whole area of Denver. Buckley Air Force Base right there. We landed on this runway right there. Looks like there was a plane. Looked like a plane was taking off or doing something. Looks like a rather short runway. And we're gonna be looking at right around there for our gate. It's a pretty short runway. Oh, we're doing right. Never mind. We're this long. Let's say like a pretty short runway. Even though it is 12,000 feet, that is 12,000 feet. It's just that this one's 16,000. There we go. Descend and maintain 12,000. Down to 210 knots. Get on. Flips way over there.
Cleared Hotel Bravo uniform, Powder 1, arrival, altimeter 29904.
PD just woke up. Well, good morning. Just in time for the approach into Denver. And you didn't have to watch the sim crashing on takeoff out of Dallas earlier. So if not for that, probably this flight would have been down an hour ago. I don't think I can't recall if I've ever. I must have flown into, like, not in real life, but in sim. I don't think I've ever flown Denver in real life. But in sim, let's see. Must have. Oh yeah, I've done Denver quite a few times here in the sim. Well, across here, this and X-plane. Cool. Yeah, I've never been to Denver airport in real life. Been to Denver, but not to the airport. I want to say. I'm trying to figure out I'm trying to remember when we went to Denver. If it was part of our Southwest tour, or if it was part of our like Western, kind of like Nebraska, Colorado tour. We must have just gone, but I can't recall if we went out by bus, because we must have gone out by bus for that one. Because we didn't fly into Denver, but we did fly down into Phoenix for the Southwest tour for our band in college. Cool. Alright, proceed direct to Cliff. Get down to 210 knots.
Contact Denver, approach 119.3. Contact Denver, approach 119.3. Frontier flight 505. Skywest 5843, radar contact. Denver approach, Frontier flight 505 at 10,900. Frontier flight.
Alright, CP, it's saying 10,000 feet for CP, so they're next.
Frontier flight 505. Frontier flight 505. Descend and maintain 8,600. Descend and maintain 8,600. Frontier flight 505.
Alright, 8,600, that's going to be Jetson. No, Jetson's going to be 7,080. That's going to be AG here on the curve, right there. Jetson 7,000. Has been to Luanda on the TAP A330 Neo. Nice. I know you mentioned these flights, and I'm like, oh yeah, I remember flying there. That's been, what, a year? Year and a half? Almost 2 years probably since I've flown to Luanda and stuff like that. So
505, turn right, heading 001. Then right, heading 001. Frontier flight 505. Frontier flight 505.
speed minimums.
Turn right, heading 013.
Start rolling back our speed. Approach is going to be 134 knots is what we're looking at.
Turn right, heading 029. Frontier flight 505. Frontier flight 505. Turn right, heading 052. Turn right, heading 052. Frontier flight 505.
Ending lights on.
Frontier flight 505. Turn right, heading.
Okay, medium auto brake. And we'll get out flaps 1.
Right, heading 060. Frontier flight 505. Frontier
Go
flight
flaps 2.
505. Turn right, heading 077. Turn right, heading 077. Frontier flight 505. Frontier flight 505. Turn right, heading 085. Descend MP10, 7000. Turn right, heading 085. Descend and maintain 7000. Frontier flight 505. Southwest 3226. Radar contact. Expect Papa Uniform Bravo. Lima Alpha Romeo Kilo
Hard to
02. Arrival.
right button sometime.
November Sierra ILS. Approach.
I just have the basic Thrustmaster. I don't have the Airbus one.
Frontier flight 505. Turn right. Heading 102. Then right. Heading 102. Frontier flight 505. Frontier flight 505. Turn right. Heading 140. Then right. Heading 140. Frontier flight 505. Expect to depart unit for Bravo. Lima Romeo Kilo Sierra 2. Arrival. Golf Whiskey Echo November Sierra ILS. Runway 17 left. Report when ready for descent.
At full flaps.
3226. Frontier flight 505. Turn right. Heading 146.
At ECAM memo landing no blue. Landing checklist complete.
Frontier flight 505. Southwest 3226. Ready for descent. Frontier flight 505. Turn right. Heading 167. Then right.
Nice if we would have descended to 7,000 feet here.
505.
Be a little bit
Frontier flight 505. Near Arnaz, Manila. Approach.
over on things.
7,000. Runway 16 right. Report established final track. Lead Arnaz, Manila. Approach at 7,000. Runway 16 right. Report established final track. Frontier flight.
Got the localizer a little bit high on the glide slope, so we're gonna dip this a little bit.
Climb up anchor. Descend MP10. 7,000. Altimeter is 907.
Landing gear down.
Direct Hotel Hotels Kalima Tango. Descend and maintain 7,000. Southwest 3226.
Hey Tyler. A little aggressive on that, but got get back on the glide slope.
Frontier flight 505.
We're doing good on our descent, and then we just didn't get a
Frontier flight
that minimum
505.
7,000.
Contact Denver Tower 121.35. Contact Denver
Oh, we can go
Tower
back on.
121.35.
There's the glide slope.
Flight 505.
1,000.
Take that down a little bit further.
Denver Tower. Frontier flight 505.
Cabin check.
16 right.
Spoilers armed.
Frontier flight 505, wind 2003 at 119, clear to land 16 right.
Clear to land 16 right. Frontier flight 505.
We are just about to land here in Denver.
$500.
Autopilot disconnected.
100 above. 400. Minimum 300.
Continue.
$200. $100. 50, 40, 30, 20. Retard. 5.
Flight 505, when vacated, contact ground.
Trying to be on the center line.
1.85.
When vacated, contact ground 121.85. Frontier Flight 505.
That was alright. Wish you could have gotten on the center line. Doing fine, and then right at the end it kind of drifted. And then trying to get back over.
Frontier Flight 505. Runway vacated with Delta 8.
Frontier Flight 505, taxi to parking 98 via Delta 8.
We're going Alpha 36 is what
Bravo, Bravo, November, Golf, Bravo, Sierra, Alpha, November, Alpha, Echo, Alpha, Sierra, Alpha, 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 Sierra, Mike, Lima.
Alright, we'll clear out things while it's...
Frontier Flight 505, contact Denver Tower 121.35.
Contact Denver Tower 121.35. Frontier Flight 505. Denver Tower, Frontier Flight 505. Request cross runway.
Frontier Flight 505, cross runway when vacated, contact ground 121.85.
Cross runway when vacated, contact ground 121.85. Frontier Flight 505.
Denver Tower, United. Frontier Flight 505, contact Denver Tower 121.35.
Trying to change my
Tower 121.35.
parking. That's fine.
Frontier Flight 505.
We're gonna go Whiskey Charlie.
Denver Tower, Frontier Flight 505. Request cross runway.
Frontier Flight 505, cross runway when vacated, contact ground 121.85.
Alright, so we're gonna do Whiskey Charlie, like probably to Foxtrot or Golf, see if they finally give us a just taxi route. Trying to park at the right gate, so I am actually looking up these. I don't know why I don't write it down, but it's like if you look up on FlightAware and you look up the real life flight, it'll tell you what gate they parked at. And typically that'll be the similar gate that's going to park at a lot of times. Not always the same, but typically the right terminal and the right section. You give it a little oomph here because we're climbing, I feel like.
Southwest 3226, altimeter 2998, cleared on nav, Timber, approach at 7000, runway 26, report established final track.
Cleared on nav, Susan, approach at 7000, runway 26, report established final track, Southwest 3226. Denver ground, Frontier Flight 505, runway vacated with Delta.
Frontier Flight 505, continue taxi via Delta, hold short of runway 16 left, 34 right.
Continue taxi via Delta, hold short of runway 16 left.
This isn't really Delta, this is Whiskey Charlie. Yeah, if they were telling me to go by Delta, I could have gone all the way down and just gone under this runway. Holding short. They want me to go. Oh, they're still trying to send me to that other. Oh, three. There we go. Now it recognizes where I'm at. Whiskey Charlie, Foxtrot, Zulu to get over to Golf. And I just go straight to Golf. I don't know why. And then Alpha November Hotel Alpha Sierra Y. Oh, I see. Sometimes got a little weird taxi routes.
Flight 505, contact Denver Tower 121.35.
Contact Denver Tower 121.35. Frontier Flight 505.
Contact tower? Yes, no?
Denver Tower, Frontier Flight 505. Request cross runway.
I guess they had to change the radio. Co-pilot had to change the radio there.
Frontier Flight 505, cross runway 16.
Cross the runway?
34 right, when vacated contact ground 121.85.
Cross runway 16 left, 34 right, when vacated contact ground 121.85. Frontier Flight 505.
Southwest 41901, wind 200 degrees at 11 knots, runway 17 right, cleared for takeoff. Runway 17 right, cleared for takeoff.
Yeah, we'll see if it was a smooth like butter. I don't have the landing right in front of me. I do. Landing rate monitor says negative 208, so that's not bad.
Runway vacated with Whiskey Charlie.
Pitch was 4 degrees. A little bit excessive flare. Not too bad though.
Continue taxi via Whiskey Charlie. Frontier Flight 505.
We were banking 1 degree though. Speed a little bit low, 124 knots. Wind direction, not too bad. Yeah, tells me it's perfect. So. I can actually set it, and I just want to test it out first, but I can set it that it'll actually pop up in Flight Simulator and show me all that information. Here's Zulu, we'll switch over to Golf. Good to see some other planes here in Denver. Awesome. I can see the Southwest very clearly. Using live traffic FSLTL with FSHUD ATC. That's what you're hearing in the ATC. That controls all the plane movement once it's injected, and make sure that the planes are interacting with me properly. Well, they're flying proper flight plans and not just zipping around in circles. I am working on downloading AIG again. For some reason, all the AIG flight plans disappeared. I don't know why. But I'm working on that just so I can have that as a backup instead of FSLTL sometimes, because FSLTL is pulling live data. But right now it's fine because it's 9:45 in the morning, so you're going to, have some stuff. Obviously, we're in sim time, it's evening, but that's fine. But sometimes I fly and it's the middle, when I was flying the middle of the night, or some parts in the world I'm flying now, but it's the middle of the night there, and so we get very little traffic on the ground because in the middle of the night there's typically not a ton of arrivals and departures. There are some, you got your red-eye flights, but usually not a lot. Alright, so we're gonna head down to Alpha November, then pop over to Hotel for some reason. Basically where that hotel is, where that Southwest is moving right now. We're moving a little faster than him, so we'll probably cut in front of him. You love to see the other planes moving around, some traffic out the airport. Bravo Sierra. That's quite the climb there. I'm wondering if this is where we got some elevation issues at this airport, because I don't think you're going to have that extreme of a climb to the runway or the other taxiway there. I'm glad we're actually on this taxiway right now. Otherwise we'd be having some serious issues. We're gonna have some issues getting up into the terminal though. So I'm gonna have to look and see if there's an elevation fix for this. Gonna be on the other side of the terminal. Alpha 36. Yeah, we're having a little elevation issue. Hell, the terminal building is not expecting that. Isn't Denver one of the handcrafted airports? I think they would have fixed that. I'm not sure. Maybe I have a mod that up to the ground. Possibility. See if we can get up this slope. Definitely. Terminal building. Oh. Happen. Maybe. Maybe. No. Okay. Jump it up here. On our merry way. Alright, A36 is going to be just about where that Southwest is. Probably on the other side of it. I have a second gate away from the little bridge there. Terminal bridge. You got the main terminal, and then we have concourse A, B, and C. Denver. I think the only mod I have for this airport is just some lighting, I think. So the elevation there is... I wasn't expecting the airport to look this nice. I didn't know how much it's been modeled. I could have told X Pro to be ready. Like this is gonna be 34 with the angled one. Add the marshaller. Alright. Parking brake set, and I had the APU going. Oh, I forgot something.
Push back and start up approved. FedEx mix 53 heavy. Denver ground. FedEx mix 53 heavy. Request taxi. FedEx mix 53 heavy. Taxi to holding point. Runway 25. 5 Sierra Charlie. Lima Mike Alpha Sierra Alpha Alpha Golf. Taxi to holding point. Runway 25. 5 Sierra Charlie Lima Mike Alpha Sierra Alpha Alpha Golf.
The boarding
FedEx
requested.
53 heavy.
Not even close. Hopefully the gate will come out all the way. No problem.
Passengers deboarding starting.
I do need to kind of start learning how to do a turnaround situation. On this world tour, we're not really doing turnarounds, so keep it this. If we can see any passengers, I don't think we'll be able to, because it's kind of got broken. Oh, saw someone. There we go. All right, let's take a look at Volanta. The flight. Oh, no real issues. We did go through that little storm cell right there. We saw those clouds over Amarillo. And landing rate, -203. Basically -204, like landing rate monitor said. Flight time, 1 hour 45. Block time, 209. But it took me 3.5 hours to do it because we got that flight started and then we had a crash at the beginning. That's why the stream is so long. So I'll have to go back and put like a chapter or something or a playback, guys. 635 miles and fuel burn just over 3,600 kilos. So not a bad flight. Nice landing. Didn't get right on the center line, but not the end of the world. And Denver Airport looking pretty cool, except for the elevation issue we're having right there on the end of the runway.
Southwest 2957.
Yeah, I didn't realize they actually had the terminal all modeled. Pretty cool.
Push back and start up approved. Southwest 2957.
Pretty decent performance here.
Denver ground. Southwest 2957. Request taxi.
Southwest 2957. Taxi to holding point. Runway 17 left. Via Charlie Sierra. Michael 10 Lima Echo Delta.
Taxi to holding point. Runway 17.
Our next flight, we're going to be flying out of Denver up to Vancouver and checking out the Project Vancouver freeware project. It just got updated. I don't know how much more they're still updating that one, so we'll see. But pretty nice for coming with the freeware, or coming from a Microsoft Flight Simulator. I think the elevation of the land leaves a little bit to be desired, though. There. Alright, so that next stream will be likely tomorrow morning. Well, I'm not sure 100% of tomorrow morning. We'll see. Hopefully I can get it in. I don't know, because it's going to be a little bit longer flight. Maybe I'll try to knock it out this afternoon. And then we can, let's see. If I can do that Vancouver flight this afternoon, then tomorrow morning I could be able to get the flight from Vancouver down to San Francisco in. Because we got something to do at 10 o'clock, so we'll have to kind of have the stream wrapped up by 9 tomorrow morning if I get started early. So we'll see how it goes. If I'll figure it out. We'll get something in tomorrow morning. Probably be trying to stream early, 6 o'clock, 6:30 like I did today. Get a little bit earlier starts here. Alright, so thanks for coming along. Like I said, next flight will be up to Vancouver. Just keep an eye out. Might be streaming this afternoon. Definitely be streaming tomorrow morning, but it'll be trying to limit it to being done by 9 o'clock versus now. Right now it's about 10 o'clock, so we need to keep it short tomorrow morning. In the Vancouver flight, about 3 hours, so I don't know if that's going to fit. That will not fit. So I'll try to do that. I'm hoping I can do that Vancouver flight this afternoon, and then we'll get a 2-hour flight from Vancouver down to San Francisco. And if not, maybe I'll do one of my US tour flights or something. I'll find a shorter hour flight, something like that. Alright, well thanks for coming along on the flight. Hope you had a good time, and I hope to see you next stream. Just keep an eye out on YouTube and on Twitch for the notification, and until then, happy flying. Take care. Have a good rest of your day.